Okay, are we live? Okay, I think we're live. Cool. Okay. Welcome. Here for third day of building the game engine Zig. Today, main goal is really just about getting some events processing from GLFW into our own kind of internal system. Yeah, that's goal of today. Well, hopefully it's the last day with my current mic, having problems with it just cutting out, not being the best. Hopefully that will be resolved by the next stream. Yeah, I'll keep it monitored and try my best not to have audio cutting in and out. Okay, so to kind of get into it, I did create a rough plan of what we want. So we're gonna need our event callback from GLFW, and then we'll kind of want to process that into our own internal events of whatever we want. So it could be like mouse click, key press, key hold, scroll wheel, things like that. Yeah, that's kind of the main goal here. And I know it's a little tricky working with Zig and GLFW, so I'm going to try to get it working well. Okay. So we'll get that out of the way. And let's kind of get into the code. And I guess to recap where we're at, still just rendering a quad on the screen. It's going to look the same. But hopefully by the end of this, we can at least get logging different input things that are getting processed. It's kind of the main goal for right now. So you can kind of just summarize the code. We have this run function, which will create our window. Then right now we'll have our vertices indices, which will pass into our vertex array, which will handle all the OpenGL stuff because we have our vertex buffer and index buffers. And then we have our shaders, which that's another thing I'll have to work on right away, is getting these into files instead of just hard-coded. The same thing will pass the shader. And then some things that aren't abstracted yet would be kind of passing in how we want to structure our data. So we'll have to come up with some sort of layout system for that, like data layout, and then kind of just actual render commands. So something like this, even, we'll probably want to register the resize event and only change the viewport when things are resized every time. Because really, I guess it doesn't change. So we can just set that up here. Should be the same. Yeah. But if you start to resize, you can see not quite. Viewport isn't handling that at all. Okay. So I guess our event system will be probably inside a core event.zig. So there's that. And then inside our window, we'll probably also want to be registering that. Just trying to think what the best way to write this code is. Also trying to just look at some past examples of what I've done. But yeah, feel free to chat, say anything, keep it monitored. So I'm actually looking at some code I've written for, does some similar stuff. It's just kind of UI library that I was working on for a while. And it has a lot of things not quite as clean as I would like, but just trying to take some kind of just that experience here. Oh, yeah, okay, here we go. We'll have things like setting these callbacks. I guess all this should probably be in window initialization, but we do want to handle different callbacks differently. And I guess, yeah, inside of the window is when we'll have different events. Okay, look at that. Over to input. Right, here we go. It'll be something similar. Really, we want something just like this, but I'll keep it, trying to just keep it writing ourselves, but we'll definitely do something similar. Okay. I'm looking at how we do this. Let's go inside of our window. And then also, I guess, input.sig is the other file we'll want. Just kind of create these structs. Just call it input manager. Input manager structs. How do we do this again? Pubcon, right. Pubconst equals structs. There we go. Okay, so we have that, which is great. Then we'll also want events. So going back to our kind of event system, that's going to be input and event. So I guess in input, there'll be all our callbacks, which then will create the different event types. So yeah, we're probably going to want unions of different types. Like, what are they called? Enum union. So, I guess for now we can just define how we want these to be. Pub const called a Z event because there's like Zephyr events. Okay. We have that, but I guess it's not going to be a struct, it's going to be an enum. And then the types of events we'll have are window close, window resize. We will need these to actually take values. That's okay for now. Just get key released, key repeated, mouse scroll, mouse move, mouse pressed, mouse released. Okay. Those are kind of the big ones we need. And then realistically, we would want different callbacks to create different events. Just trying to think about the best way to do this, because also I guess I can go look at my old ray tracer. I know I did something similar. Hit record hittable union enum. That's it. We can hold different types. I just want to think if that's what I want. I think it's okay for now. Just to do this. And then we just process if events happen, and then we can move to actually storing that proper values. Yeah, okay. Let's do that. And let's create these different callback functions, I guess. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So we have input manager. So it's going to actually hold the data, but we still just want these functions like mouse and callback. It's going to take that window we defined a while ago. So const c import. It's going to be c.sig and const. Let me just do see that window actually. So you have a window, it's like that. Let's see. Okay, because we already this does get called in C, so we have to keep that in mind. Then we need this to be exactly as GLFW expects. So on our button, the action, and the mods, which we won't use for now. So we have that. And then GLFW, we also need GLFW, GLFW. Yep, get window user pointer. Take the window we have here. Then as long as that exists, then think about how we want to do this. Then is when we want to do the handling. How does this work again? Sorry. That's when we want to do the handle. We're registering it there. Right. So I'll just leave that for now and just say return. And then, yeah, we just do this, just trying to get it registered. So we have our mouse button callback. And then going back to root. I guess probably Windows is a better place to do this. After we've loaded things, probably, yeah. So we have a current context, everything's loaded. And then GFW set mouse button callback to the window. And it'll be inside of input mouse button callback. Const input use out import. It'll be input. That's it. Okay. So that looks good. So we've registered that callback, and we'll do the same for all the other ones. And once that's registered, oh, I see. So we kind of, how I've done it in the past is this, and then we'll set that window user pointer. But I actually don't know if we really have to do all of this part. Now we have that data. Once we have the data, we can add it to our input. Yeah, I guess you probably would want that. Okay. I guess for now, let's just and just log events as they happen. So mouse button callback means we want this one. Okay. We really don't need the window here initially. So if action is not equal press, we'll return early. We just don't want to go any further. But then if button equals glf dot glf mouse button left. I guess otherwise we just create the event by just want to do some logging. std c debug print mouse if the button's off. Okay. And yeah, probably don't need these. Okay. So let's just see if that will work. Okay. Yes, so that's registering perfectly using left mouse. And then, okay. We know the buttons there. Guess might be able to do a switch, but let's do that. And then that's key pressed. Let's see. Oh. I would do this. Okay, yeah, I think I do need to switch this to the union enum window close, window resize, the struct itself. Thing. Yeah, okay. Now it's making sense. Yeah, okay. And key pressed. Guess for now I can do CM. Probably don't want it like that. Yeah. Mouse press, let's do that. Mouse move would be something similar. Y, mouse move F64. Mouse released. We do want to map these to our own kind of enum almost. Probably like this. Advanced mouse button. Because, yeah. Kind of looking at this, we kind of want all of these. Yeah, to exist. But they do exist here. It probably makes more sense to have our own types. Easier to work with throughout the engine. Yeah, so I'm going to stick with that. So mouse button, let's just do, for now, left and right. Mouse press will be a mouse button. Mouse release would be a mouse button. And I'll do the same with keys and just define like all of them. Which could take a minute, but I think that's okay for now. Yeah, okay. I guess inside of here, I see Oh, we'd probably want to register the input manager in the window. So we want to dispatch every time an event happens here in these callbacks. Eventually, or we do want to dispatch that to our consumer. Might just pull out a Cherno video. For his Game Engine series and when he did it. Oh, just give me 1 second.
Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Jenna. Welcome back to my Game Engine series.
Mostly just think about the code here.
So this is kind of the heart of everything. So we have this event class, but we also have an enum, which basically an enum class, which describes the event type, right? So we have different kind of event types. I've kind of split them up into separate lines. Some of them we might not even use. We can explore using them. For example, these ones I am, and we'll need that what kind of category an event or what.
Mostly just trying to see where he sets them. Yeah, he does create, I guess, classes for every kind of event. Don't know if that's really needed. Go ahead and look in the code itself. Events, we have an event. It's like we just saw with a mouse event, things like that. That's in there. Having core input then maybe? No. The window. Nope. We see we have the on event here. It might even be in here. The Windows input. It gets the GLFW and just get key. Interesting. Okay. That's more the checks, and it's not real-time events as it's happening. Let's see, GLFW create window. Oh yeah, we probably do want that. See what his data is. So it's that event callback function. Okay, yeah. So we're gonna want to go something similar. Yeah, okay. So this event callback function, what exactly is it? So we set the callback. See, where is this used? We sent it. It's used when the application starts. On the window, we sent event callback on event. So this is more the user listing for events. Okay. I guess it's actually this one. on event. I guess we just call it non-H. Okay. How does that translate? I guess we'd want to register our input manager. To be that context that gets set. I guess it's more window data that's there. Let's see if I can search for more. Try that. Okay, here we go. Okay, yeah, so he does do it on all of them. When we're initializing the window, do the resize callback, close, all of that. It looks like it's passing the anonymous function. I guess that's just the function we're writing here. And we get the data. And we call the callback on the event we just got. Okay. Okay. It's kind of making sense. Okay. So I do think I want something similar. I see why they're all there, but I'm gonna keep them here. Okay. That means inside a window. Before that, we're gonna do GLFW, set. Oops. GLFW set. So user pointer on the window. We'll need this function or this reference to some piece of data which we're going to be able to access every time an event happens. So every time an event happens, what do we need to happen? I think an event happens, call this callback function on it. Window props. What are window props? Probably core window, I'd assume. Not there. Yeah, so that's like title, width, height. Okay. And an event callback function. Let's see. So I guess we need, what happens? So we set event callback. Search for that one again. It's defined in Windows window. And all it does is that we hold that inside data. Okay. Okay, yeah, this is definitely gonna take some work. Could have planned it better for sure, but it's like going back to my plan here. So the event callback define all the types. We've kind of started to do that. We're in the process of trying to properly dispatch them where they need to be. Right? Okay. So going back here, we want this data. Why we want this data is that could make it the window itself. Or no, probably not. We want to keep it smaller if we can. We want our application to define. I think that's what's happening here. Windows, let's see, Windows window, that event callback. And that happens in the application. Because this on event happens here. Interesting that they do that, but then we have on event for each layer. Okay. That's making sense. Okay. Not a whole lot of progress, but we want to register some data which has an on event and then call that with it. Interesting. So then with this event callback, see event callback, let's try and define that. We have callback. Take the Z event of that. Of that, and then the event. A pointer and event. Okay. We'll make that public. Yeah, so I'll have that, and then that needs to be registered. Hmm. How is that? Let's see, come back here, the event callback function. Yeah, that's defined. Just be a void function. But type. Why can't we just do this? Part const C event callback equals. What would it be? Really just a function. Be a function callback void. like this, which takes a event. Okay, yeah, that's more what we want. Takes an event, turns void. Okay. So then going back to this, it actually happens. We set that to the data and we can get it every time. Then, okay, so we can just set the width and height pretty easily and create a window size. Okay. Width and height. Okay. We look at the different ones. I see. Let's try more with these functions defined. Yeah, okay. So pub plots, window data, struct. Let's get events in here. Event. Width. That 32 probably. Height 32. Don't care about the title right now. And then always holding that data. Yeah. We have the event callback, which will be event dot that. Right. So we have those. Okay. So yeah, we know that's set, which is good. And now we want that defines the data. So window data. And when we go down here, okay. Let's do this. Var window data equals window data, and then dot width equals 1920, and dot height equals 1080. And then I guess for this event callback equals event dot see event. Go back. Window data. What's a type? I really just want to define that. Event dot see event. Dot print. I guess we want to switch from E. Then, oops. Looking back at our ray tracer, just using dots. And I'm just going to dot. Just do mouse pressed. And viewer arrow non-miss like that. Like this. Use of undeclared. Interesting. We can kind of just do the callback defined outside for now. Callback. Okay. Expected type. I guess there should be nothing. Okay. Yeah. Makes sense. Just do equals callback. I need to use And then we actually kind of want something similar. Switch on M dot left. SVT dot right. Left pressed. Otherwise dot right. Very similar. And pressed. Okay. And then this one, I need that. Content call of external function. That's interesting. 1 sec, I'm gonna run to the bathroom. I will be right back. Okay, I am back. So where were we? So we have this callback function, left press, right pressed, pressing window. Just see what happens. Check it out. Just get rid of that selection. Data equals window data. Should help. Interesting. So because we're using the event callback, okay, I need some debugging here. So because it has this callback, which I guess is needed at comp time, it's trying to run everything here at comp time, but it's not quite what we want. We want it to be runtime. The function obviously has to be defined at comp time. Interesting problem, acidic. I don't mind it. Very interesting that it can't just be a function we pass around. Okay. Has to be const. We can build. Build, run. Seems like we don't need this. But we do. Which line is that on? I think 16. Yeah. Okay, let's see what Cloud has to say. Oh, it's supposed to be an else return? I see. Okay. Obviously, that's our old one. We haven't actually properly registered this in yet. But that is good. Okay. So mouse button callback. So now we know we can get this window data. We do something like this. We do want window. So I guess that's fine. So let's, what are we calling it? The data pointer equals glfw.glfw get user, get window user pointer window. And then I know I set it. So I am just gonna unwrap it for efficiency. Because it's guaranteed, don't need the extra if check. And let's cast it. Window data equals, so it's gonna be a pointer window data, which I will import right away. Window, yeah. Import window data. Okay, so we have that. I'm gonna do a pointer. Pointer cast. Align it. Do that. Window data pointer. Okay. Now we have that. And we know it's mouse button. Okay, nice. So know it's that. We're gonna have to create our events. We need to see event. Const the event import event dot see events. Actually, probably we'll just need all of it. I'm thinking about it. So we have that. So we have window data. If button is that, so let's call it our event, which is our E, I guess, EV event dot C event. Do that. Then EV equals. Might just be able to do this. No. We know it's left. EV equals C. Event dot C event. And then let's see. Still, like union enums are still a little strange to me. Event equals that. So that's this. Oh, okay. And this is mouse pressed equals. It's gonna be event dot mouse button, and it's gonna be left. There we go. Else if it's right. That's right. Okay, so now we have the event. And then window data dot. We're calling it this event. Event mouse button. That's for array initialization. Oops. Yeah, still trying to just use Claude to help me figure out syntax and compile stuff. But still happy with the amount of code I'm writing myself. That run. Not really sure how to go about this one. Does this make sense to me initially? Might be able to just do. I'll just let it do a thing actually. Oh, that's exactly what I was about to do. Okay. Oh, okay. So it crashes. We have mouse click. So I should do this. If data pointer equals null, let's just put that. Print no window data. Let's just see if it's that first. No. Okay. We know we have that window data. Is this needed? And that same thing. We have. Just trying to do the mouse, so it's obviously inside of there. I wonder if we just get rid of that. And guess just do window data. Okay, so it is the function call. So since we do callback event, Let's still do this. And left set, just to make sure it exists. Actually, maybe even better just to do that right now. Maybe it's an event. No. Okay. At and input and default and easy is input. Move those names. Doesn't say fault. Okay. We haven't checked if my mic's still okay. It looks like it's still good. Okay. When the qualifier is later, differences this pointer. That's not going to help. Let me think. Okay, you're storing a pointer in stack, window data. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. I guess we can allow that for now. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. We can do setup callbacks. Ideally, it's in the init, but I don't mind this. We also could heap allocate the window, and that would solve some problems. So that makes sense. Left press, right pressed. Doesn't seem like... Oh, no, that's totally working. Now if we look here, left press, right pressed. Okay. There we go. So we have this callback function, which will happen. Okay. And we have these different events. Okay. So we also want probably key, really just key. I want these to be key. Okay, so that's good. That's great. I'm looking at this. Oh, yeah, I think we just have to define like every key here. Let's go A, C. Okay, I might do this offline or with AI. I'll just start with these few ones to try and get it. Really just these. Do A and B. And then define your dot key pressed. Key. We'll switch on the key. Dot A. print a pressed. Non-symmetry. Ideally, we can turn these into a string, but yeah, it's okay for now. Okay, yeah. Try and keep going with this. We have something similar. Then we want. So we're looking. Let's see. This isn't a init. And I guess it gets called back immediately. That pointer should go out of scope here, so it probably does keep allocate this, and it's not gone. Yeah, but okay, now that makes sense. So we have window size, window close, set key. Maybe we can just use the ints from here. Yeah, maybe we just keep it as cint for now. Then definitely an area of improvement. Try to keep it simplified. Set w set key callback. Key button callback. Key button callback. Okay. Okay, so now we have that. Be very similar for key callback. And we might actually want that. Okay. Let's see. So it's key, and then there's another one. So it's key. Just the extra scan code. Again, these are written as like see things because of just the fact we're using GLFW. Yeah. Okay. Hopefully my audio is fine this stream. So I'm feeling good about that. Okay. We still have that same Windows data, but this time, I'm just going to pull up what I was talking about earlier with the UI framework. Because for this one, what's going on? My keyboard. There we go. Okay. So do all these. So this is char, which is different. Same here. Oh yeah. The key callback is more like just a key is pressed. Key press event, but then key. Okay. This one is simpler with just key code. And then, oh, okay, we probably do want the release. So it's press, okay. That actually makes sense then. Just go back. Not there, here. So it's press, we want that. And then mouse release would be, well, it's mouse release. Let me do the other. Okay. You know, that makes sense. It's okay for now. As far as this event goes, so we have the data. And then we want handle key. Which one was that? That'd be doing key button callback. That key. Okay, here we go. Need to do handle key. So then it should be pretty easy, I think, because we're just doing the key. So then let's do here if action equals gfw dot gfw press. We want key pressed. So ev equals event.c event dot key pressed equals the key. Else if action equals gfw dot gfw repeat ev equals event dot c event dot key repeated. So key is repeated. Else if action equals gfw release, and should be similar. And then we just have t release. Okay, so it should handle the three cases. Let me do window data event callback ev. Yeah. Underscore equals scan code. I think it should be that simple. Press and release. That's most fun. Yeah, press, release, repeat. Okay. And then we do the callback on each of those. Yeah. Okay. I think that makes sense. So now going back to our window, obviously, this doesn't exist anymore. So let's just do this. I think that should do it. Expect to type u int and c int. Oh, do have c here. And if I switch it for a d, 5, yeah. Okay, so that's right. Yeah, but C doesn't work. Debugs that error. Well, that's printed as a jar. And again, with this callback, I'm just like, I have it hard coded in, but obviously we want the consumer to be able to see these events. But then we also would want our input system to be, every time one of these events happens, we hold it in its array. And then we can process things like, was this key press? We just check the array or set of keys we have in that frame, which it's unlikely there'll be more than just a couple, so be pretty small. Okay, so just a cast. I guess that makes sense. ASD. Okay. ASCII chart. Yeah. Okay. Actually, let me try. Oh, something crashes. Oh, okay. I guess shift isn't really a. That makes sense. That's okay. I'm okay with that for now. Yeah. Okay. We have that. I guess the other thing we'll want is window resize. Let's do that. Hub function, window resize, callback, window, and it seems like it'll take width and the height. Let's see. Right, okay. So we have that, and that looks good. Set up callbacks. That's where we want to be. And then Shift W, set window size callback. That looks right. Dot window resize. Okay. That's good. We have the window resize. Go back to our events. So we really just want this stuff again as normal. And then I guess window data dot height equals height dot r dot width equals width. And then window data dot event callback const dp equals event dot c event dot window resize height equals height dot width equals width. Okay, I'm gonna go back over to our window. Let's add that one into our testing callback. Dot window resize. Dot yes resize width height. And then we'll have s dot width and s dot height. So now if we try that, let's do at int test for both these. Same thing. Okay, and let's see if we get it. And we get the window resize. Awesome. Yeah, okay. We get those events now. Cool. So looking again at what else we need. The key callback. We also have char callback. Key typed event versus key pressed event. So these ones you're probably more looking at. I'm actually curious what the difference is. What's the difference between char callback and set key? Let's see. Okay. Set char callback actually gets you the exact character pressed. Okay. I think it's okay for now. Skip that one. Because then, yeah, you have to kind of maintain chars and key buffers. Okay. So I think that's okay. We have mouse button, which I'll have to do more with. Scroll, cursor position are pretty important. And let's do window close. So let's add another one. W set window close callback. Close callback. Same as we've done a few times here. Windows. And was there anything? Oh, just the window. Just quite nice. And then we just have on CV equals event. Actually, we still do need this. Okay, so we need that. Dot window close. And then window data and callback. Oh, that's good. We have that. Weird. Okay. I think window close. Core event. The event does not support array initialization context. So maybe if we just do event.c event, maybe that. Okay. Cool. And let's make sure it actually does that. Debug print shutting down. So let's close it. We got the shutting down. Okay. Very nice. Oh, well on our way to getting all of them. I think the last ones are just going to be mouse move and mouse scroll. Yeah. I believe mouse scroll should probably have some data associated it with it. It's actually about the same. Nice. Okay. Okay. So let's do that. So we have GFW set mouse position. What is it? Set cursor position. Callback. Okay. So let's do that. Window search pause that. Okay, now that's there. And what do we need? Oh, just X and Y. Yep. Sure. C double long. Let's look at what it actually wants. That exact C type, cursor function. Okay, just F64. Y F64. So that's convenient for us. And then here similars. So we get that equals, we go back to our old method, event.c event dot mouse move dot x equals x and dot y equals y. Okay, so now we have that dot mouse move position and x that or y x on y. Okay, and now we get all our mouse positions. Nice. Okay. So we have that, and then the last one will be scroll. Cursor scroll callback. GFW set cursor. What is it? It will be GFW set scroll callback. Not cursor scroll, but just scroll callback. Oh, I'm also just realizing it should just be cursor scroll callback and cursor position. Okay, cursor scroll, cursor position. Nice. Mouse scroll. Yeah. Oh, I guess I forgot to add it. Hey. Dot mouse scroll. Let's just do scroll. Then we get the scrolls. Go scroll X and then scroll Y. Changes. Nice. Okay. That's the start of event system. Oh, okay. I think I'm gonna end it off there. That was fun. Took a while to get going, but once we kind of got it, things started to click and we were able to really make good progress. The things I might do off camera, just clean up the button callback to include held and released buttons. But besides that, yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'm just gonna, I think my actual new mic just got here, so hopefully my next stream be even better. Thank you.